when the president of the United States says we have to go after the enemy within, and that if he loses an election, it's because it was rigged, his words, that the idea that we put uniformed military surrounding polling locations, for you to not understand what that means to the American public, the playbook of authoritarianism that I've seen as a CIA officer play out over and over and over again in other countries, for you not to understand that that sends a shiver down the spine of every American, and should, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, that's why there's a trust deficit, is because there are some circumstances in which you would use the military in the middle of our democracy like that. And I continue to believe it's not our uniformed military that have a problem, it's the leaders who are directing them and these missions.
Thank you, Senator.
What is up, Patriots? Welcome back to the channel. Let's get right into it. Today we got a clip that's straight up legendary, pure, unfiltered fire. Elise Slotkin, the poster child for every smug DC insider, has the gall to sit there and lecture a combat-hardened Navy SEAL on military ethics. The nerve of this woman is off the charts. She's desperately trying to gotcha hung Cal, twisting his words to paint him as some dangerous radical just because he had the backbone to say troops shouldn't follow unlawful political orders. We all know the playbook the left runs. They demand blind, lockstep obedience to the regime, and they absolutely lose it when a real American hero like Cal, who's actually spilled blood for this country, stands up and drops the truth bomb. The oath is to the Constitution, not to whatever political party is running the show that week. Slotkin thinks she's got him cornered, thinks she's landing some killer blow. Oh no, sweetheart, wait till you see how this plays out. Cal doesn't just defend himself, he absolutely destroys her, takes her to school, and leaves her looking like she just swallowed a lemon. If you're fed up with the woke cancer eating away at our military, if you want to watch a true warrior savage a career politician and leave her speechless, this one's gonna hit like a freight train. Let's roll the clip.
Thank you, Chairman. I always find it interesting when constitutional scholars and law of the sea scholars parachute from the rafters during every Trump decision. But we're not a legal body. We're a political body. So if you want a legal body, there's one a block away of white marble. It's a beautiful building. We're a policy body. We're a political body. But just to set the record straight, to your knowledge, Mr. Young, has the president issued any illegal orders, or have illegal orders been followed in the course of the National Guard deployments to our southern border and our cities?
Senator, no, the president has not issued any illegal orders, and the Ninth Circuit has ruled in that favor.
And is the influence of transnational criminal organizations that fill our country with fentanyl, poison, various other drugs, illicit activity, human trafficking, is that a national security threat?
Yes, sir, it is. And as I said, I think we are responding to that very well in cooperation with the Department of Homeland Security.
So therefore, under a national security threat, which is unquestionably being fueled by foreign powers that do not want American values to succeed, co-opting transnational criminal organizations, they are actively attacking this country using illegal immigration, using transnational crime, and using drugs to do so. Would that be a correct statement?
It is, yes, sir.
So 70,000 Americans-ish a year are dying from fentanyl-related overdoses, are being trafficked, are being murdered and thrown under bridges by illegal immigrants and the criminal organizations related to those. That sounds like a pretty big emergency. You and I went to war for 20-plus years when 5,000 Americans were killed on and around 9/11. The number's much higher now, as they've unfortunately died from mesothelioma and other sicknesses related to what happened on 9/11, our first responders and more. I think we're almost 7,000 now, as those cancers have taken many lives. So we've settled the legal questions. What we're talking about is politics. What we're talking about is we're being told that 3 to 5 to 700, call the number whatever it is, honorable young Americans who've asked to join the military, raise their right hand, who are volunteering for these deployments, we're being told that them walking the streets, protecting Americans from being mugged, from being carjacked, like our congressmen are 2 blocks away from here. Like one of my staffers was clubbed over the head a few months ago in the ICU, woke up, stripped of all valuables. Apparently, these guardsmen on our street are a greater threat to this nation than the tens of millions of illegal immigrants that were welcomed to this country in the Biden administration. The Biden administration selectively opened our border. It was a choice. They made the choice to do that. It wasn't an accident. It was a decision that they made. And the Venezuelan boat drivers who want to bring poison to this country, they made a choice to get in that boat and drive it here. And we are making the choice, the American people made the choice last year that they're sick of it. They're tired of it, and they want an end to put to this disgusting policy that has led to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Americans. So I think it's an absolute disgrace that we are impugning the integrity of our people in uniform, the integrity of this administration, and the will of the American people to live safely on their own streets. The Constitution says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The American people have a right to expect their government will protect them from being murdered in the street. So I'm sick and tired of the constitutional lawyers parachuting out of the rafters every day when we are doing exactly what the American people ask us to do. If a legal order is given by the Supreme Court that this is wrong, I can promise you the administration will follow it. I hope they do, and I would expect them to. But thus far, a year into this administration, that hasn't happened, and the American people asked to be protected from these threats, and you're doing that.
Boom. Did you see her face right there? Slotkin looks like someone just force-fed her a whole lemon, eyes wide, mouth frozen, completely exposed. She really thought she had him trapped. She tried spinning it like Hung Cao is telling the troops to go full rogue, ignore the chain of command, unleash chaos. But what did Cao do? He dropped the UCMJ truth bomb right on her smug little head. Calm, lethal, zero hesitation. This is the fatal flaw with people like Slotkin. They've spent decades swimming in deep state swamp water, so far removed from actual service that they've completely forgotten what the oath actually says. It doesn't read, I swear to obey every political whim of the current administration. No questions asked. It says, I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. When Cao talks about refusing illegal orders, he's not playing politics. He's talking about protecting the God-given rights of every American citizen. And Slotkin, she's petrified of that concept. Why? Because her side desperately wants to turn the greatest fighting force in history into their personal social justice playground, DEI indoctrination sessions, pronoun policing, endless woke seminars, while real enemies like China and Iran laugh all the way to the bank. Cao didn't even flinch. That's 25 years of Navy SEAL steel staring straight through the nonsense. He knows exactly what just following orders has led to throughout history. Some of the darkest chapters imaginable. He's out here fighting for the everyday soldiers, sailors, airmen getting crushed under political agendas instead of training to dominate the battlefield. Slotkin tries to cry chaos in the ranks. The real chaos, a military that forgets it serves we the people and the Constitution, not DC politicians chasing power and headlines. Hung Cao didn't just answer the question. He shut her down cold. He defended the oath. He exposed the whole rotten scam with the unbreakable spine we need more of in Washington. This wasn't a debate. This was a savage takedown, an epic own that left a smug insider completely speechless. What do you think, patriots? Is Elise Slotkin hopelessly out of touch with real America, or is she just terrified of a man who can't be bought, can't be intimidated, and won't sell out his country? Drop your take in the comments right now. Let me know if Cao just delivered the knockout punch of the year. Smash that like button if you're team Constitution over team regime. Hit subscribe, ring the bell. We're dropping more red pill truth bombs, and we need to spread this far and wide. America first. Always. Catch you in the next one.